Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday. It's Thursday morning. And it doesn't matter how early I come into the store, it still is, I still have tons and tons of stuff to do when I get here. Yes, so that's why I'm late this morning. I worked up a discount for you guys. I didn't even put that in the comment. So, yes, hi Ruthie, good to see you. We are really getting excited about our retreat. We're working on doing a spring retreat too, so hopefully I'll have more details on that soon. Hi Jean, I have some other things coming up in October that are in the store, but I have to finalize that. I actually have to sit down at my desk and actually do it. So hi Beth, good to see you. Hi Jean, hi Sharon. Lots of people on this morning. It is chilly, Ruthie. It is. I have on one of my fancy sweaters in mohair and fingering weight, and I'm going to be talking a little bit more about my fancy sweaters today. I didn't know what I would talk about, so I kind of looked around the room and said, how about this? So, hi Shirley, good morning to everyone. Hi Eddie, good to see you. Cheryl's on. Yes, we had our fall yarn tasting last night. It went very well. Everyone's really excited about the new yarns. If you're going to the retreat, you will get one of those yarn tasting kits, and we will have probably some left over when we get back. So the Tuesday after we get back, we will have that in the live. I won't have too many, but a few. Hi Donna, good to see you. Hi Peggy, because I know not everybody can go on the retreat. So yes, lots and lots of stuff going on here today and in the store. We are open normal hours even while we're at the retreat. Emma's going to be holding down the fort, so we will be open. Our second Sunday is moving to the third Sunday just this month because of scheduling and things like that. So we wanted to just make sure everybody could be here and all that good stuff. So, and all the yarn would be here because, you know me, I probably will be emptying half the store. But if you don't want any Blue Sky or Barocco, feel free to come on in. It's going to be one of those, hi Deb, it's going to be one of those that see what fits in the vehicle. Hi Pat, good to see you. Hi Priscilla. And yeah, so we've been kind of refreshing to Saturday's live. We'll have a brand new yarn in it. I haven't had a chance to make up anything, but they did give us some patterns, so we'll be showing off those. And hi Mercina, good to see you. So that'll be a brand new yarn on Saturday. I do not have it today because it's still in the box. So let me get started. I have tons of stuff to talk to you about. And turn this around. All right, let's see, what do I have? Okay, I finished my Ooey Gooey. I didn't know if I had shown you or not. I finished this one. Hi Janet. And even it's been blocked and even the ends are in. Hi Jillian. So that is the Ooey Gooey, and I did want to show off my sleeves because I did use the 6th color in my Lannis Light mini pack on the cuffs, so that is kind of fun. So it was a really simple pattern. It's really fun to knit. Nope, we got to bring it up the day before, but thank you, Ruthie. I may call you if something doesn't get in there. But yes, this one was really fun, and I could make it again, but I decided with my leftovers, I had 88 grams of the main color left. I had about 15 grams of 25 grams of each of the colors. So she came out with, Andrea Mowry likes to do this. If you don't want to make a full sweater, you could make the Ooey Gooey cowl. And that pattern is on Ravelry. It is $7. It's the same basic idea. It's knit in a tube. And I started mine. It starts with the dots. It does start with a provisional cast on so that you can graft it together, Kitchener stitch it together, which is not hard. And so I've gotten this done in the last couple days, so it's kind of fun. It's quite large, and she had you cast on, let me see, I think I have the whole pattern here, maybe. Let's see, hang on, 105, and I think I cast on 80 or 88. The chart is 8 stitches, so I cast on 80 or 88, I can't remember. So it was complete repeats of the chart, so that was fun. Because I didn't want mine to be, my neck is not nearly as long as Andrea Mowry's, and so I thought I would make mine a little bit smaller, and I was trying to use up my ends, so I thought they would go farther that way too. So what I figured I would do, the purple I had the most of, and so that's going to be one of these big ones here, and then some of them are little ones, and we'll see how far it goes. Worst case, I just make it gray with what's left, and I think that'll be all right. I think I should be able to get at least 2 or 3 of these out of each of these skeins, because it only took me, I think I still have 10 grams left. So, yes, I have a postal scale. You can get them on Amazon. They are really handy for doing projects like this. So, but it's the same exact chart that you're using for the sweater. So that's kind of cool. And I just thought, well, what a good way to use up my leftovers. So I'm sure she'll probably come out with a ooey gooey hat later or something like that. So, hi Marilyn, good to see you. I did want to show off that I did finish my early bloomer. It has been blocked. If you are, my first PSA for the day. If you are using Sammy, which is the Manos del Uruguay Sammy, it's the solid that marries up with the Marla. It grows. Okay, it grows when it gets wet, okay? So it's kind of almost acts like a fingering weight. And so it grew a lot. So I did tell Mercina, she's on today, I told her to make the next size because Mercina is even shorter than I am, and she likes her sweaters a little bit shorter than I do. So I said, make the next size, then you don't have to worry about it, because I had to scrunch it up and all kinds of stuff, so to make it the right length. Now, it is a normal length for everyone else, but it's a little long for me, so it'll be all right. It'll be fine. I'll wear it. So I do still have to put my ends in, and it's even softer once I blocked it. Now, if you had steam blocked it, I don't have a steamer, but if I had steamed blocked it, ooh, that's a good idea. I didn't know Pampered Chef had scales. I'll have to look into that. If you had a steamer, you probably wouldn't have this problem at all. Okay, I'm just saying. I put it in a full wet sink with some Eucalyptus. So that's what happened. Okay. But I'm really excited with the final outcome. I think it's great. I made all these short sleeve sweaters for the retreat because it was 100 degrees outside, and now it's going to be 65, but that's okay. All right. I do want to let everyone know that we have a new class that was just added to our website. It is the Dust Jacket Cowl. This is one that Emma wears a lot. She loves this one. This is hers. This yarn doesn't exist anymore, so don't ask for those colors. But we do have a bunch of Utopia, or the girls were using Noro Siyun, which you could either get 2, or you could make a wider one, or you could make a longer one. And we were using Scout. So that class is Thursday, starting next Thursday from 3:30 to 5. It's 3 classes to get you going. You could just spritz it if you wanted, Marcina. And so this is the Dust Jacket Cowl class. It starts next Thursday. It's on our website. You can call the store, or you can just sign up on our website. So that is the scoop there. So I wanted to let you know. We also, if you know anyone who is looking into learning how to knit, we're going back to our roots, and we're doing the 6-week program. It's Mondays 5:30 to 7. And we are doing that. It does include your needles and a ball of yarn. That way we know everybody's going to get the right outcome and all that kind of stuff. And but you're going to learn how to knit and purl and cast on and cast off and read a pattern and do a yarn over and learn cables and easy lace and sew things together and all that kind of stuff. You can go from our beginner class and you can make an easy sweater, you could make socks, you could make hats, anything like that. You will have a lot of skills when you get done with it. So that's my scoop. All right. I'm wearing the fancy sweater. You guys all know, you've heard me talk about the fancy sweater. This is the fancy sweater. Mine is ragged. This is my pattern. It is just ragged. I have notes on it. I have scribbles. I have all kinds of stuff. I like this pattern, and you can see why. I am wearing one. This was my first one I made out of Ito, and it does have the fold-over neck with a contrast in it. My second one was yarn I got on a trip to Ireland, and I did the contrast neck again. I used wool stock for the contrast because you don't need a lot, so that's nice. You can see how I identify the back of my sweaters. It has a big gauge, so I used a chunky. This was Vector from a couple years ago, and I even have a note on my pattern there. On the Vector one, I used a 10.5 and a 9 because the yarn is so lofty. I didn't want to lose that. This one I forgot I even made because it didn't put the ends in, so it isn't in the pile of I can wear these sweaters. I have made one. This one has a regular ribbed neck. Okay, regular ribbed neck. Then I decided to go with my favorite neck, which is the rolled neck. And this one is out of Woolstock tweed. I love this sweater. It is one of my favorites. It's kind of a weighted sweater, I'm going to tell you that. Woolstock tweed is a bulky, but I love this sweater. It is so comfortable. Now I am going to tell you the fancy sweater does run short. Okay, you can see hers is above, it's about where her belt is. All you do is add another skein and make it longer. That is fine. So this one is out of Woolstock tweed. And then this one is one that we have shown you, Jeans, who used 3 strands. I used 5. This is definitely a weighted sweater, but I love this one. I have enough yarn sitting on a chair that I'm going to make another one of these when I get, a spare moment or two. Which neck do I like best? Well, I personally like the rolled neck just because it's easy. I don't mind this neck, but it is work. And you know me, I like to do them easy. So you don't have to do this neck. So what you do is you start with this contrast color, then you do it, and then you move to the next. I did a contrast color. I'm not sure if they did. I think they did 4 inches of just all the same yarn. I wanted a contrast. And then what you do is you pick up the purl bump and knit it together so that it's all just seamlessly there. And that is fine, but it tends to be a heavier collar. Now I wear these two all winter long. I wear this one all the time. I do like the rolled neck. But I think the next one, when I make my the other one that's going to look like this, but it's going to be different because it's different yarns. I think I'm going to do this rib neck, but not a huge rib like I did with the Vector. The one I'm wearing, let me see if I can do this. The one I'm wearing this was the latest one I've made, and this one has the rolled neck, and it is 1 strand of fingering and 1 strand of mohair, and I just knit like 5 rows with the smaller needle, and then I started with the bigger needle. Okay, now here's my PSA for the day. Don't knit when you're falling asleep in the chair. Okay, our yarn tasting took all of my energy out of me, and I said, oh, I'm going to just work on an easy project. And I decided, hi Doreen, to start it. This is the fancy. See how I just did like 5 rows with a little smaller needle, and then I started the sweater. I am using one of the one-of-a-kinds from Madeline Tosh and a strand of mohair. I had no idea how it was going to turn out because this is how my ball wound up. I thought it was going to be very, very white, and it almost looks like this sweater in parts, because see how I have a lot of color here, and then it does have some white spots, but not a huge amount. I thought it was going to be a super white sweater, which I wasn't really happy about, but I think it's just going to do its own thing. But I counted my stitches because I was getting ready to start the raglans, and I counted the sleeve stitches, and I counted the backs and the fronts, and I have too many stitches on one and not enough on the other. So I decided I needed a brain to figure that out. It's not a bad one. It's a fancy sweater. I can just knit 2 together if I have to, or just on the next row not do an increase. But so don't knit when you're tired, okay? Even if you really, really, really want to, don't knit when you're tired. It always takes more time. Hi, Beth. Hi, Karen. It always takes more time because then you have to spend, a half hour figuring out what in the world did I do. But I really like that one. And this is the 1 strand of fingering with the mohair. This is going to be 1 strand of fingering with the mohair. Hi, Katie. I love this weight of sweater. I'm pulling on my sweater. You can't tell. But I love this weight. I love these too, but I can't wear them right now. I can wear this mohair and fingering. I'm using the same size needle. I'm using a 9, so it's going to go really fast. And I just like it because, 1, it's very airy. It gives you a little bit of warmth, but it's breathable. Don't be afraid to do 2 strands of yarn. Don't be afraid. And it's super easy because, see, I'm just carrying them together. Not a big deal. If you miss the mohair on a stitch, don't worry. When you come back around, you can pick it up. All that kind of stuff. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Priscilla. Thank you. I know. Isn't this fun? You can tell this is my favorite sweater. 1, because it fits me really, really well. Okay, it fits me really, really well, and I love it. Now, she does have one. Let me see if it's still around. Yes, it is. This is, I'm sure you love going with the floor version of the live. And this is the Laura pullover, which is very similar. This one was 1 strand of fingering and a mohair, but this one has a neck on it. And I did do the neck the way they told me. It's too long for me. Okay, it's too long. Hi, Amy. And so I'm not going to rip it out. I'm just going to block it a little wider so I don't notice it as much. But it's basically the same exact sweater. It does have ribbing at the bottom. Sometimes I do ribbing. Sometimes I do a rolled bottom. Okay. Oh, this one I ribbed. I guess on this one, most of them I have ribbed. Okay, I lied, because the one I have on is ribbed too. But you could just roll it, and it would be fine too. This is actually a really pretty color. I don't know why it's washing out so much. This is the color. It is Plum Brandy. Plum Brandy. See, isn't that a pretty color? It's gorgeous. I love this yarn. I love Woolstock Tweed. And so, but this is the Laura pullover. If you like a sweater with a neck, you could do this. It's also from Lamb & Kid. It is also, I believe, a free pattern. And, but this one does have a neck on it. So, so that's my scoop. So, I also, I hear the girls coming in, so I got to talk fast. I have our new vintage is coming in. Barocco vintage is coming in. It's coming in at a higher price. So right now through Saturday, if you put in $1 off, it will take $1 off all the skeins of Barocco vintage worsted. Not the sock yarn, the worsted weight. So that is this yarn. It is a fabulous yarn. You could make a fancy with it. But put in the code $1 off. It'll take $1 off the price of each skein. And I love this yarn because it is washable. They say lay flat to dry. I have never put it in the dryer, so I can't tell you anything about that. But take advantage of that because when it actually shows up, which should be here next week, it will be $1. It's already in the system as being $1 more. So, yeah, that's what happens with price increases and all that good stuff. So, I do have, okay, hang on. I have a couple of things for you guys. I have, if you have some leftover worsted weight, amalgamation beanie is 2 strands of worsted weight held together. Okay, this is a free pattern. And just really cute. No 2 are going to be the same. Just an easy one. So I thought I would do that. We also have, Universal has put out a pattern called Ghostly Gourds. And it is using their Uptown worsted. And if you buy 2 of the orange, 1 of the green, 1 of the black, you can make both the big and the small pumpkins. So we have that. We have limited amounts of orange because I didn't know they were bringing out this pattern. But that's okay. We do still have them. I don't know. Hang on. I'm going to make everybody sick. I do have a whole bunch of Uptown DK. You could double that if you wanted to. Just be a little smaller. And I just found this one. I don't do socks very often. I used to do a million socks. This is the Dream Home sock set. And I just thought it was so cute. We cannot buy it right now in the store. But you can buy it on Ravelry. I love it. It has these little cottages. It has the little high-rises. Very fun. They're called chalets, but this pattern is about $7.79 on Ravelry if you buy it yourself. But I just thought it was cute. It's a top-down sock, and I just thought it was kind of cute. I haven't made socks in a long time. That used to be all I made. Now all I make are fancy sweaters. So that is my scoop. We're getting lots of stuff in. The store will be open while we are on retreat. And we will have a live on Saturday, day after tomorrow, with some brand new yarns and some other stuff. So that's my scoop. You guys have a great day. Make sure you sign up for the Dust Jacket Cowl. It's mosaic. You're going to learn how to do mosaic. And it's really fun. And check out the Ooey Gooey Cowl if you don't want to make the whole sweater. It's $7 on Ravelry. We can get you the pattern. That one you could use. I was going to use edition 3, but then I had all those leftovers, and this is all about stash busting. So I was going to use this for that cowl, but I decided not to. So anyways, you know the scoop. All right, that's my scoop for today. I will see you guys Saturday morning at 9:30. Remember, we moved it to 9:30. Set your alarm, and I'll see you then.